Hello guys, welcome back. Now today, I'm going to be ranking all 31 Adidas NHL home jerseys. And it doesn't look like any team's going to change their jerseys going into year 2 of the Adidas era, so the jerseys that they unveiled a year ago are still going to be present next season. And my overall appeal of the Adidas jerseys has come up a lot more over the past year, as of course I've gotten a few of them. I think I'm up to 4 now. I start to feel the fabric, I start to see the more quality in these jerseys rather than the Reebok ones, and overall my opinion on the Adidas has really raised over the past year, and I've really come to love them. So of course, before I start this list, I want to know what you guys think. What are your favorite Adidas jerseys? What are your least favorites? And which ones do you just not really care about? Now, starting off the list at number 31 out of the Nashville Predators home jersey. Now, I never really liked this jersey. Even when it was unveiled, I thought it was a little bit of a step back from the Reebok ones. Now, while I don't like the Reebok ones a lot, it was definitely a step back. They removed that, and there's just not a ton going on, especially at the shoulders. I just want to see a little bit more. Of course, the yellow I just think is way too overpowering. There's just not enough going really on with the jersey for that to be such a prominent color. The dark blue, I like the sleeves at the bottom and that, but just overall the jersey doesn't work for me. There's just too much yellow in my opinion. At number 30, I have the Washington Capitals Adidas jersey, and this was practically the same design as the Reebok ones, but I've never liked this style of jersey, at least when it comes to the Washington Capitals. To me, it's just a little bit too busy in my opinion. I think the white kind of distracts from the rest of the jersey. You kind of had that part in the armpits that doesn't really work too much. And of course, I hate the Capitals logo. Of course, with the logo ranking video that I did, I explained why they're my least favorite. Just that word mark, it just does not work for me. I like the dark blue coming down the arm right there, but overall the jersey doesn't work for me. I like the overall red and I like that shaded color, but the rest of it just is bleh. At number 29, I have the Vancouver Canucks Adidas jersey, and to me, it's one simple fact. The blue and the green just does not work for me. It just does not clash at all. It just does not really go together at all. When you think Canucks, you don't usually think green. You think more red to wear their skate jersey and all that. Green hasn't really been used too much in their history, and to me, this jersey concept just came out of nowhere. It was pretty much the same as the Reebok one. I think there's some improvements there. The word mark, if it were removed, I think would help it. The Orca is an okay logo, but to me, it just does not work. And I feel like even though the design is decent, where you have those stripes, I feel like the colors just don't match at all. At number 28, I have the New York Rangers Adidas jersey, and it's kind of the same thing as Vancouver Canucks. I think the colors do work. I like that white with the red and the blue. I mean, the colors are definitely good for a good color palette there. But to me, just the Rangers fonts, the Rangers names going down the crest right there, it just does not work for me. I know there's a ton of history with that jersey design for the New York Rangers, and I know that they are going to continue going this way for practically forever, and I know New York and their fans want it to be that way. But to me, it just doesn't work. I feel like that word mark just completely mishandles the jersey. I feel like if they use their normal logo, I feel like that could work very well on a jersey like this. And I feel like it would transition very well, but unfortunately they use their word mark, which I've never really liked. At number 27, I have the Detroit Red Wings home jersey, and I do think this works, but in my opinion, I think the away version is a little bit better. To me, it's just not enough going on. I like the red, and I like that color shade of red, and I feel like it does work, but just one white stripe and one white stripe at the bottom, I feel like even though they're not going to change this jersey design, I feel like I could use some black, maybe at the top, maybe at the bottom, something like that, just to spice things up. I feel like it's just a little bit too plain and simple. Sometimes that is working, but with the Detroit Red Wings, I think style change was in order, and unfortunately there's probably a missed opportunity when the Adidas jerseys came. At number 26, I have the Philadelphia Flyers home jersey. Now, I have always liked this jersey design, but I've never really liked it. I think it's always solid, but in the Adidas era, I think it looks a little bit better. I like that neckline of the white, of course, how the white comes down for the shoulders, and it goes for the black. It transitioned well to the Adidas era, and I feel like it does work pretty well. It just is not that much different from the Reebok one that I have, that a lot of other people have. It just didn't do too much more than the Reebok one did, and I like when jerseys go for a little bit more risk, and for the Philadelphia Flyers, didn't really change too much. At number 25, I have the New Jersey Devils. Now, I don't hate this jersey as much as other people do, but I think it was a little bit of a step back from what they had. The Reebok ones were really classic, and I feel like they had those stripes pretty well down. And of course, with the New Jersey Devils, they took a little bit of risk there. They got that black shoulder, they got the black at the bottom, and they got those bolder stripes with the white and the black through the middle of the elbows, I guess you would call it. For me, they took a lot of risk with this jersey. I think it works in some ways, but I do prefer the Reebok ones just a little bit more than this one, but it's still not a bad jersey at all. At number 24, I have the Anaheim Ducks. Now, in some ways, this jersey really works for me, and in some ways, it does not. The one main gripe that I have against this jersey is it's just a little bit too complicated. There's so many stripes on that arm, so many stripes coming down the armpit there that it kind of distracts from the overall look. I like the black with that Anaheim Ducks logo. I think it really, really works. I like that orange across the shoulder. I like that too. And I like how it's just the plain black on the shoulders as well. I like the Anaheim Ducks logo, and I think it works in the black as well. But I like the bottom of the arms with the orange, but much else, I don't like the complications with the kind of tan with the white, with the black there, with the orange. It just doesn't work a lot, and I feel like they could use some sort of simplistic look. With the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, they're a lot more different, a lot more simplistic, and I feel like they could go down that route a little bit more with their home jerseys. I think it would benefit a lot. At number 23, I have the Tampa Bay Lightning jersey. Now, I love the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they're my second favorite team, but to me, it's just too simple. Even I can admit that. I like that shade of blue, and I don't know if they can do too much with that logo, so I like that. I like how the white goes with the blue. I like that part, but to me, it kind of suffers from the same thing as the Detroit Red Wings. It looks very good, and I think it still transitions well to the Adidas era, but there's just too little going on, and I feel like you use some black, maybe a little bit more white. I feel like while, yes, it works, it just doesn't push the boundaries, while I think it can. At number 22, I have the Ottawa Senators. They're one of the few teams that I have an Adidas jersey of, one of the 4 teams, and it's risen up since I got it. I come to appreciate the style of look. One of the big things I like is the black neckband. I really like that part about it. It's not a lot of teams do that, but I think it works very well for Ottawa. I like that shade of red. I really do like that logo. I think it's pretty underrated. And of course, the big complaint usually is those arms. You have like the white there and the black for the armpit. It's a weird look. It's not the best thing ever, but I feel like it does work at times. I got tourists on the back with number 7. Of course, you got that white part right there, which is just really, really weird. And of course, on the shoulders, you got the O logo, which does work pretty well. At number 21, I have the Montreal Canadiens home jersey. Now, to me, I have it this low. While I do like the overall jersey design, and I like what the Montreal Canadiens have, it's just the same thing as the Reebok ones. It's the same thing that they've had for, 40 years? And while nobody really expected them to change, I feel like they could have used some sort of change. With the neckbands, I like that white and blue. I think that works well. And of course, you got the old Montreal classic look, which is always there. It just doesn't push the boundaries. It doesn't really do anything new. At number 20, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this is somewhat the same thing like the Tampa Bay Lightning, like the Detroit Red Wings. It just doesn't do a ton new. Of course, we saw that new Toronto Maple Leafs logo on the Reebok ones, and on the neckband, it kind of has that blue with the white coming around it. On the back, it has the Honor, Pride, Courage, which I like that part about it. With the Toronto Maple Leafs, they've had that design for quite a few years now, the 2 white stripes with the white at the bottom. It's pretty much the same Toronto Maple Leafs that we've seen, despite that new logo that they have. It works pretty well, and I think it does look fine, just nothing too different. At number 19, I have the Buffalo Sabres, and this is a jersey that has really quite grown on me in the last few years, and I've really come to like it a lot more than when I first became a hockey fan. So at number 19, of course, I have the Buffalo Sabres, but this jersey, I think, really, really works. I really like that navy blue, kind of like purplish type color. It's a really dark blue, and I think that works well for Buffalo. In the Reebok ones, they had that weird white stripe, and they removed it on this, which I think works very, very well. Of course, on the arms, you got those kind of weird stripes. You have the yellow, then the white, which I think does work. On the bottom, it's a little bit bigger than that. You got the Buffalo Sabres logo, which is very, very good as well. On the collar, you got the kind of white color there, which works pretty well. At number 18, I have the Columbus Blue Jackets Adidas jersey, and this one is practically the same thing as a Reebok one, so it goes down a little bit, but I have always liked the design. I think it's very, very solid. Of course, the big thing with these jerseys is you have the red and the white coming down, and it's kind of like the LA Kings in that aspect. I think that works very well. I like those colors of red clashing with that like kind of dark purple there. I think that works very well. Columbus Blue Jackets have a solid, nice logo there, and of course on the neckband, you got that red, and really it's just nothing too special from what they have the Reebok ones. It's just transitioning to Adidas, but it's still a very good design, and I think they did the right move in not really changing anything. At number 17, I have the Edmonton Oilers, and this is probably the jersey that has raised the most in the last year. When this was revealed, I really did not like the just prevalent orange. I feel like they could have used a little bit better things than that. I did really like the kind of bluish Reebok Oilers jerseys a lot more, but this jersey has really come onto my mind and has really risen up in my mind as well. I love those black or those blue shoulders. I think that really works with the bright orange. And with the Edmonton Oilers, they really went with bright orange here, and if you're going to go with orange, you might as well go fully committed. And I like those, I like the elbow band, I like the elbow stripes, I like the whites, I like the blue of that, and of course it wraps around the bottom as well. I come to like this a lot more. Still not one of my favorites, but it's really risen up in the past year, and it was really in the dumpster a year ago. At number 16, I have the Carolina Hurricanes home jersey. Now, this one is one of those ones, again, that has risen up in my ranks in the last year since it was unveiled. I really have come to like that black. I think it works very well, and especially on the ice, I really like it. That kind of elbow stripes, I really do like with the red, the whites, and again with the black. On the bottom, of course, you have the tornado flags or whatever it is. I like that with the black and white. It works very well, and it's a much improvement on the Reebok ones, which were pretty horrendous. At number 15, I have the Calgary Flames home jersey. Now, this one, I think, has always had a solid design. I think Calgary has had something good going with this jersey. I like the black at the bottom with those stripes throughout the elbows of the yellow, the white. I think that is pretty decent. Along the sides, you got that yellow and black, which I think is an improvement on the Reebok ones, which were a lot more complicated, but still, I don't love that part about it. I love that black Calgary C logo, which you guys already know. They didn't do too much at the shoulder. It's the Canadian flag, and I'm pretty sure the Albertan flag or whatever it is along there. On the bottom, you got the yellow and whites along what was the elbows as well. At number 14, I have the Boston Bruins Adidas jersey. Now, I've come to like this jersey concept a lot more. I've come to like the design a little bit more in the last couple of years. I think it has grown on me a little bit more. I really do like those shoulders of the yellow with the white coming down that. I really do like that part. On the elbows, you got that white and yellow kind of separated there, which I think works very well. And along the bottom as well, you have that yellow and whites. And I like that black, and I love how it goes with the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. That's why it's such a good song, is because the design really works for Boston. I like that logo, especially when it goes on that kind of jersey. Of course, on the neckband, you got the black as well. Overall, it's just a very good jersey that has grown on me, especially in the last year. At number 13, I have the San Jose Sharks jersey. Now, I really do like this jersey design, and it pains me to put them this low, but due to a little bit more of simplifications, it kind of goes a little bit lower. Of course, with the main gimmick of the San Jose Sharks jerseys are that big teal. I love that color. It works so well with that jersey. On the elbows, you got those stripes of the black, the white, and the yellow right there, which I think works very well. That subtle yellow is very nice. On the neck bands, you got a little bit of black on there, but nothing too special. And I think you got the third logo on their shoulders. But to me, it's just a little bit too simple. I'd like to see a little bit of black maybe on the bottom, maybe a little bit of yellow as they used in those elbows. And I feel like that could work a little bit better than having really nothing at the bottom, which I think does go against this jersey a little bit. At number 12, I have the St. Louis Blues. Now, this jersey isn't too much different from the Reebok one, so that pains it down, or that goes it down a little bit. That is a little bit of a knock against it, but it still is a fantastic jersey design. I like these stripes. I like that yellow with the blue. It works surprisingly very well, and the white that kind of boundaries it. It works super well in my opinion. The darker blue on the shoulders is very good. I like that coming down the arms as well. And overall, the St. Louis Blues have a great look, and especially with that light blue, and that I think that logo works very well with it. It's just an overall great design that was kept throughout the Reebok years, and it transitions very well to Adidas era, where it's looking very good. At number 11, I have the Arizona Coyotes jersey. Now, ever since I got the Reebok kind, I have loved this jersey concept. One of my favorite parts about it is the dark shoulders there, the dark kind of arms at the start. I love that part. It works so well. I really do like that white on the bottom. I think that works very well with the stripe along it as well. On the bottom, you have that black, which kind of separates it from the red, which works very well. And that red kind of burgundy color for the Arizona Coyotes works very well, especially with that logo of theirs. On the neckband, you got the black, which works super well as well. Just the overall package of this jersey is fantastic. I really love what they have going on, and ever since Arizona kind of switched that jersey design in the Reebok era, I've come to love it. At number 10, I have the Chicago Blackhawks home jersey. Now, it's the Chicago Blackhawks. There was really no changes on here from the Reebok era, and it's just a good jersey. It's a solid one, but there's just nothing new with it. I like the elbow stripes and the bottom as well. I like the white and the black on the neck bands. Or Chicago Blackhawks logo is fantastic, so that works well again. But with the Adidas one, it's just nothing really too different from Reebok, so I really have no reason to buy it either. At number 9, I have the Los Angeles Kings Adidas jersey. Now, I've always loved this jersey since I think they invented it in 2010. I just love this design. Of course, you got the main black logo and the black color with that great Kings logo. It works very, very well. And on the bottom, you got that white and silver right there. And of course, on the elbows is the kind of uniquest parts. You have that white with a kind of silver shade right there. And overall, it's just a great jersey. A little bit of uniqueness that we don't really see in a lot of other jerseys with that. It's a white with that silver, and it works very, very well with the Kings, and with that logo, I think it clashes with the black very well, and I don't think there's a lot of jerseys that look like this, and to its favor, it looks very unique and very, very good. At number 8, I have the Colorado Avalanche. Now, I love this jersey since, of course, back in the 90s, but in the Adidas era, it works very, very well, especially on the ice, where it looks fantastic. With the Avalanche, they have a solid logo right there. It has the same color palette as the Reebok ones, but this is a massive improvement. On the bottom, of course, you got those mountain shapes, and with the arms as well. It works very, very well. I love that shade of blue with it. I love how the silver kind of distincts it a little bit with the burgundy with the blue. It just works very well. It's a good separation, and the Avalanche have a great jersey design, and it's great that they bring it back for the Adidas era. At number 7, I have the Florida Panthers, and if you're no stranger to this channel, you know that I love the Florida Panthers design. I love that red. It's kind of like a kind of darker red, kind of pinkish red, which I think works very, very well for the Florida Panthers. That logo is fantastic, and that is the hill I will die on. I love of course, how they kind of implemented some kind of Montreal Canadiens design, where they have that white and that kind of tannish color going across the crest right there. That works so, so well. On the bottom, you have that blackish, dark bluish color. On the neckband, of course, you have that bluish black color, and you have that kind of tan feel around the NHL logo. Overall, it's a fantastic jersey design, and they did a great job when they reinvented it in the Reebok era, and bringing it back, it was obviously a good decision to bring it back for the Adidas ones as well. At number 6, I have the Vegas Golden Knights jersey. Now, when this thing was unveiled, I was kind of mixed on it. I did not like the red right there. I felt like it was kind of distinctive, but once you get this jersey on your hands, it kind of blows you away. And of course, this is my first Adidas jersey, so I had a lot of fun with it. Of course, you got the Vegas red right there, which I love. You got the gray with the Vegas look, which works very, very well. The black on the shoulders, kind of like Arizona, which works very, very well as well. You got those great secondary logo on the shoulders. On the bottom, you got the gold and the black, and of course, on the shoulders, you got the gold and the red, which I've come to love a lot more. Of course, with the great Vegas Golden Knights Adidas logo, it just works very, very well, and I've loved it since I got it. I was a bit skeptical at first, but I've really come to love it, and I've really come to enjoy and appreciate it a lot more. At number 5, I have the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I've really come to love this jersey design. I love that since they reinvented it back in the Reebok days. I hated that eggplant design for the Pittsburgh Penguins back when they first had those Reebok jerseys. And I'm glad that they had this jersey when they won the Cup in 2017, and they bring it back for the Adidas ones. I love the black overall with the Penguins jersey, with the Penguins logo. It works so, so well. Of course, you got the yellow on the arms coming down with the whites, the black, the white, the yellow, and then the black again. It works very, very well. On the neckband, you got the yellow, which works really, really well. On the bottom, you got that big bold stripe of white and that big bold stripe of yellow to really complete the package. I love the jersey overall. I love the patterns. I love the striping. It just works so, so well for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I don't think they've had many jerseys that are better than this. At number 4, I have the Minnesota Wild jersey. Now, this was my favorite back a year ago. I really love what they did, and while I still really like it, it has dropped a little bit in my opinion after seeing it on the ice, but it still is very, very solid. I love that green color of the Minnesota Wild. I think it works very, very well, and of course that logo is straight fantastic. On the headband, you got that kind of beige-ish kind of color, eggplant type color with the red. That's one of my only complaints with the jersey. I don't like the red around that NHL logo. Of course, with the Wild logo, you have that kind of yellow, or not yellow, white striping around it, which, like the Montreal Canadiens, very, very much works. And of course, on the arms as well, you got that one red stripe, which was a little bit iffy at the time, but I really do like that part. And on the bottom, you have that same kind of white color, which works very, very well with the green. Now at number 3, I have the New York Islanders jersey, and I really do like this, man. I really do like this one. Now this one, of course, is the one I've been wearing for the whole video, so I'm not going to take it off, but I love the New York Islanders look in general. I love the blue. I like that logo. I love the striping on the arms. You got that orange and white, which works very, very well. And overall, it's a great jersey. I love the colors. I love how they work together, and the patterns on these arms are very, very good too. At number 2, I have the Winnipeg Jets Adidas jersey, and this one is just absolutely beautiful. I love that navy blue that they've had throughout their whole jersey history. It works so well. I love those elbow colors, that pattern of the light blue with the white. It works very, very well. On the bottom, you have that light blue again with the whites. On the headband, on the head or the neckband, you have that blue as well again, with that kind of grayish on the NHL logo. It just works so well, and while it's not too much different from the Adidas ones, I don't think it needed to be because it's a great one nonetheless. Now for number 1, this is really much of a surprise to a lot of people. I mean, maybe if you didn't watch the channel before, it might be, but it's the Dallas Stars. Now, the Dallas Stars are my first favorite team, but I don't know that I'm too much biased here. I'm a little bit biased, I'm going to be honest here, but I know a lot of people love this jersey, and of course, I do as well, ranking it number 1. The Victory Green is going to be there forever. I don't think the Dallas Stars are going to ever change that part about it. They change some striping, but I feel like that Victory Green is going to be iconic for them for quite a while. Of course, on the arms, you got the white and black, which works so well with the green. You got one of the best logos in NHL history right now, especially. On the bottom, you have the white and black again. On the head, on the neckband, I really like this part about the Dallas Stars jersey, with the white subtly, with the black coming back around it. It's one of the more sophisticated ones, but I think it works so well too. And of course, you got some subtle things about this jersey. You got Victory Green on there. On the shoulders, you got the Dallas Stars Alternates logo right there. And it just works so well. I got John Klingberg on the back. A really good beauty right there. And I know I'm a little bit biased on this jersey choice, but I don't know if a lot of people can disagree that it's an amazing jersey, and Dallas Stars are right to keep it in the Adidas era. But to me, there's just a lot of subtle improvements from the Reebok to the Adidas, and even though they didn't change much, I don't even think they needed to. And it's just such a solid jersey. I hope the Dallas Stars keep it forever because, man, I love this thing. So again, as I stated at the start of the video, I want to know from you guys, what is your opinions on the Adidas NHL look? What is your opinions overall on the jerseys? What are your least favorites? And of course, what are your favorite ones? But that is going to be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. Again, I want to hear from you. What do you think about my jersey selections? And what are your favorites? And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.